Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Arendelle, there lived a beautiful princess named Elsa. She was the eldest child of King Agnar and Queen Iduna, and she had a younger sister named Anna. Elsa was a unique child, born with a special gift that allowed her to create and control ice and snow. As a child, Elsa was fascinated by her powers and loved to play with them, creating snowflakes and ice crystals with a mere touch of her hand. However, her parents were worried about her abilities and the potential danger they posed to herself and others. They warned Elsa to be careful and to keep her powers hidden from the world, fearing that people might not understand and might be afraid of her. But Elsa was a stubborn child, and she didn't listen to her parents' warnings. She continued to play with her powers, and as she grew older, her abilities became stronger and more unpredictable. Her parents tried to teach her how to control her powers, but Elsa was too proud and too afraid to listen. One day, Elsa's parents decided to take her to see a group of trolls who lived in the forest. The trolls were known for their wisdom and their ability to help people with special gifts like Elsa's. The trolls' leader, Grandpappy, examined Elsa and told her parents that her powers were a gift, but also a curse. He warned them that Elsa's powers would only grow stronger, and that she needed to learn how to control them in order to avoid hurting herself and others. Elsa's parents took Grandpappy's words to heart and tried to teach Elsa how to control her powers. They encouraged her to practice every day, and they hired a team of tutors to help her learn how to manage her abilities. But Elsa was still stubborn, and she refused to listen to her parents and her tutors. She continued to play with her powers, and as she grew older, her abilities became more and more unpredictable. As Elsa entered her teenage years, her powers became stronger and more difficult to control. She began to isolate herself from her family and friends, afraid of hurting them with her abilities. Her parents tried to reach out to her, but Elsa pushed them away, feeling like they didn't understand her. One day, Elsa's parents decided to take a trip to a neighboring kingdom, hoping to find a solution to their daughter's problems. But on the way, their ship was caught in a storm, and they were killed in a tragic accident. Elsa was devastated, feeling guilty and responsible for their deaths. After her parents' death, Elsa became even more isolated and withdrawn. She stopped using her powers, afraid of hurting anyone else. She locked herself away in her room, refusing to see anyone or talk to anyone. Her sister Anna tried to reach out to her, but Elsa pushed her away, feeling like she was a danger to those she loved. Years passed, and Elsa's powers continued to grow stronger. She became more and more isolated, afraid of hurting anyone with her abilities. But on the day of her coronation as the Queen of Arendelle, Elsa's powers were revealed to the world. She accidentally plunged the kingdom into eternal winter, and her sister Anna set out on a journey to find her and convince her to return and reverse the curse. As Anna journeyed through the mountains, she met a handsome ice harvester named Kristoff and his loyal reindeer, Sven. Together, they braved the dangers of the forest and finally found Elsa, who was living in a beautiful ice palace she had created with her powers. Anna tried to convince Elsa to return to Arendelle and reverse the curse, but Elsa was afraid. She felt like she was a danger to those she loved, and she didn't know how to control her powers. But Anna refused to give up, and she eventually convinced Elsa to return to the kingdom and try to reverse the curse. As they journeyed back to Arendelle, Elsa's powers became more and more unpredictable. She struggled to control them, and she accidentally hurt Anna with a blast of ice. But with the help of Kristoff and Sven, they were able to get Anna to safety, and Elsa finally realized the damage she had done. In the end, Elsa learned to control her powers and reverse the curse. She realized that she had been foolish to ignore her parents' warnings, and that she should have listened to them from the beginning. She learned that her powers were a gift, but also a responsibility, and that she needed to use them wisely. As the kingdom of Arendelle was restored to its former beauty, Elsa finally found peace and happiness. She learned to love and accept herself, and she was grateful for the lessons she had learned. She realized that her parents had been right all along, and that she should have listened to them from the beginning. The moral of the story is that we should always listen to our parents. They have our best interests at heart, and they want us to be happy and safe. Elsa's story teaches us that ignoring our parents' warnings and advice can lead to trouble and heartache, but listening to them and following their guidance can lead to happiness and success.